Good morning, everybody. It's a nice, kind of a brisk morning out here. It's Friday. It says it's about 67 in the shade here, but it feels cooler than that, I guess, because of the breeze. As you can see, it's blowing. Today's Friday, as I said. Thursdays, I go to town. Had a wonderful lunch with my sister. I got to hang out with my son. Had a fantastic day. It was perfect. But we're going to go back to town today because we have to do some more chores. I'm going with the mister, but I wanted to get out in the garden and see what we can find out. All right, come along. Yeah, I got one little baby Clemson spineless. I do have another Star of David. That's the shorter, fatter ones. But I decided I'm going to let that one go to seed because it's almost to the point where it's almost too woody. And then I got a bunch of calendula, of course. Always remember, cut right at the Y. And so that's what I've got so far. I forgot I have a little pocket full of ground cherries. So I'm going to munch on those this morning. I do have some celery seed that's starting to dry up. Part of it's green and part of it's dry, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that, and then I'll just put it in the house to continue drying. Got a couple of Kentucky Wonder pole beans, a couple lemons, and a couple, these are a little premature, but I think they'll be all right. A couple lemons and a couple of silver slicer cucumbers. All right, so I got a bunch of market pole beans. I will grow these every year in my garden. I've been very impressed with these. I do need to add on to my poles, make that trellis higher for them to grow up on. I did get some more dill. You don't need to see that. And I got one little surprise here. These are my little sunburst, I think they're called, tomatoes. It's small, but I'm going to try it. Yeah, these are good. They're kind of finicky plants. At least they are for me. But they have all kinds on there. But they're starting to produce, so I'm really excited about those. These are the little blush tomatoes. Look how pretty those are. They're going to turn like, I think, like a reddish, yellowish. And then these are, I called them sunburst, but they're not sunburst. They're moonbeam. Look at those. There's all kinds of them on here. I think by the looks of my plant, there could be something as a tomato worm getting to these, but I'm not really sure. I haven't seen one. But I do have a few bare branches, so I don't know what that's about. But I do want to show you something else that's kind of exciting. Little acorn squash. If you've never grown these, grow them. They're delicious. There is a couple of them on here. I'm super excited about that. I need to wind this back around without destroying the vine. There we go. And then I've got, these are my what are these? Kentucky pole. Look at all the blooms on there. And these are my Oregon Spring tomatoes. They're starting to turn. Some of them are getting quite large. Very excited. I love these tomatoes. But look at these. They're starting to crack, a couple of them anyways. These are the black from Tula or Tola. I guess it's Tola. I'm not really sure. All right. My tomatillos are starting to plump up inside of their little husks. So those will be going crazy here shortly. And then I wanted to show you my little bell peppers are turning. My Marconi reds are turning. More Oregon Springs are turning. Very excited. And even this little volunteer. I don't know if these are those little saladette cherries that I grew last year. Little Cayennes. I'm very, very excited about that. And I do have an update on my cayenne pepper tincture. Mine is still percolating, but I did buy some from our local. I thought I saw more of these on there. Oh, here's one. These things are very prolific once they get going. But my tincture has lowered my blood pressure by 10 points. So I'm very excited about that. So now we're coming down to this. Oh, sorry, distracted. These are Anaheim chilies. They grow really well here too. And since we had that hot spell, these are all my baby serranos. Chilies and peppers like it hot. All right, and then look at this Aunt Ruby's. I'm anxiously waiting. This is going to be slicer size. I'm very excited. Still very, very hard. These aren't quite, I guess they get darker as they get ripe. So I keep checking them. We've got more blooms. There's a baby zucchini right there. And I'm going to sneak over here. Whew. Look at this. I'm so excited. Look at this. This is my Oriental yard long pole beans. Look at that. That sucker is got to be, it's over a foot right now. And then there's some baby ones right here. Look at the blooms on it. I'm so excited. I don't know if I've tried to grow these. I think I only tried to grow the noodle beans before, which they're long like this. And they're kind of a burgundy, but I didn't get very many. So, and there's a little, oh, maybe not. I don't know, but I was super excited about that. Then over here, I wanted to show you my, these are my pumpkin spice, I think they're called, jalapenos. So I'm patiently waiting for those to turn colors. And then this is a little Tabasco with a little tiny bloom on there. They're always late to the party. I've just tried growing those last year. Then if you come over here, here's my tromboncino. It's not really large, but it's starting to turn colors. The other one right here, I need to pinch off. It didn't come to fruition, but that's okay. It just kind of petered out. We'll just toss it in there. But I'm very, very excited. So if I get one, oh well, it worked. I got one. So I'm very excited about that. All right, now I'm going to turn back around. My cilantro is starting to go to seed, but that's okay. Once it goes to seed, it turns into coriander. So you can use that for cooking. And you can also save it to plant for next year. And I have to show you my zinnias. Just look at these beauties. Never, ever, ever get tired of that. But look at all the buds. And these are the flowers or the seeds that I saved from flowers last year. I just threw them in here and look at all the little plants. That's going to become huge and beautiful back here. And I did the same thing with this cilantro, which is now getting ready to become coriander. What a beautiful sight. This little jungle that the Lord and I have created. I'm just so pleased. That's just a little tiny snippet of it. Look at over here. I'm just so pleased. Every year I'm amazed. I did get a little snack size amount of strawberries. I'm going to have those with my yogurt this morning. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope the sun is shining where you are. If it's hot, I hope you're cool. If it's wet, I hope you're dry. I hope you stay happy, healthy, and safe. God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching, and happy gardening. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.